Hare Krishna, my name is Titiksava Karunika Das. We're here in Juhu ISKCON, and I have been asked to discuss about why is God so cruel. So, of course, Krishna ultimately is never cruel, but he appears to be cruel through his material energy. So one time, one devotee was asking, if God is so wonderful, so good, why has he created this material world which is full of so many problems? And Prabhupada's reply was, you have created this material world by your desire. Krishna is simply fulfilling our desires. So when we desire certain things, then there is some reaction. Ultimately, we have to take our responsibility for what is happening to us. There's immediate cause, there's temporary cause, and then there's ultimate cause. So immediate cause, just say for instance you get bit by a mosquito. We don't like that, so we think, oh, let me take some ointment, rub some ointment or some spray or mosquito net, try to avoid this. And then there's remote cause. That is our karma. There are so many people in the same room. Why the mosquito is biting me and giving me malaria? Why isn't he biting him and getting him malaria? So there's remote cause. So there's some karma involved. But that we have to understand a little bit more broad-mindedly. So the remote cause may be something in previous lifetime or something that I did previously. So therefore I'm getting my reaction and having to suffer some disease. And then there's ultimate cause. Ultimate cause means Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate cause of everything. Nothing is happening without his sanction. So ultimately, Krishna is determining whether this happens or that happens, whether there's some feast or famine. So these different aspects are there, and one should understand them nicely in order to see that actually Krishna is the well-wishing friend of all living entities. Bhoktaram yagnatapasham sarvaloka maheshwaram surhidam. So Krishna is the friend of every living entity and the well-wisher of every living entity. So he doesn't want to see us suffer. Yet because we have our material desires, because we have some longing to overlord the material energy, he gives us some facility, but with that facility also comes responsibility, and with that responsibility sometimes there are reverses or painful situations if we misuse our position. So if one understands these things, then you can understand that Krishna is actually not at all cruel. He's actually our well-wisher and wants to see us happy. But just as a father will sometimes have to chastise his son, it's not that he wants to see the son suffer, but because he wants to actually correct the son and have him learn from his mistakes how to behave properly so he can be happy. Krishna wants us to be happy, that's all. So sometimes he has to teach us these things. But if we neglect our spiritual life and simply try to enjoy then and forget about Krishna, then the repercussions can sometimes seem very, very heavy, and it seems like Krishna is being cruel. But just as a father sometimes put his son under the hand of a heavy teacher in order to instruct him if he's misguided son, similarly Krishna puts us under the hand of the material energy in order to correct us. So this is how we can understand these things. And when we take full responsibility for our activities and see everything as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, we can see the same thing in different light. The same thing, you can step over the stepping stone or you can trip over it as a stumbling block. So depending on how you see things, everything will be balanced. If you understand that everything is being sent by Krishna for our benefit, then you see things in the proper light and you will not be bothered in any circumstance. Sometimes people would ask, Prabhupada, what if the atom bomb comes? What if there's a war? And then Prabhupada said, yes, the devotee sees this as Krishna coming to take him home. And he also gave this nice analogy of the small cat, right, who's catching the mouse. The mouse is very, very fearful of the cat. Cat is chasing, mouse is running, squeaking, squeaking, squeaking. Oh no, oh no. But the same jaws of the cat, when they come to take the kitten, they grab the kitten and the kitten is mewing nicely, nicely, thinking, oh, this is my mother coming to take me home. So depending on our vision and our position, if we're devotees of Krishna, then we are in a fearless state, just as the baby kitten is not afraid of the mother cat. But if we are like the materialist, the mouse trying to enjoy, then when we see the jaws of the cat, we see the jaws of death coming and are very, very fearful. So in this way we can understand that Krishna is actually our well-wisher and only wants the best for us. We just have to see it in that light, and then we can become peaceful in any circumstance and understand that Krishna is not really cruel. Krishna is cool. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.